Welcome to the Creator Spotlight here on the Spotlight on Fightful. I am Steven Jensen, joined as always by Jeremy Lambert. And our guest today is a returning guest. He is the king of Wreck Shit Mountain. He is the Ratty Daddy. He's the Bloody Buddy. He is the GCW holder of the brass ring. He got a lot going on. We got Cole Radrick in the house. Welcome back, Cole. How you doing, man?
What's up, man? How we doing, guys? Nice to see you both.
Always good to see you, Cole. Jensen, it was low-key intro. Like, fired up. Cole Radrick is here. He never joins us.
What?
For people who may not know, who might be new to our show.
No. Don't let this mother fool you, all right? This guy right here has canceled on me twice. What? For fair reasons. You have asked me 2 times back to back to be on the show. And then immediately after, within the next 2 to 3 days, for fair reasons in both February and in March, you're like, hey, Cole, we can't have you on the show. But yes, I'm also the holder of the brass ring.
Also, I do not. Wait, hold on.
Are you of the Rival Showdown Omni Championship. Also holder of the Grab House W4T Championship. So, yeah, we got a lot of things going on.
Yeah. Covered in gold.
Okay, one, I think you're 100% lying that I've canceled on you. I don't not remember these at all. When was this? I'll pull up DMs. I don't remember this at all. Jensen, I'm gonna protest this conversation.
Maybe I am confused. There is a guy though.
It wouldn't have been for this show.
No. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I pulled a Jensen where he messed up the last show on the very beginning that I was on. I think I messed it up this time.
I haven't.
I think I know. I have the show in mind. I still love those guys, but I think I know who it is now.
I would like a formal apology now because
you are a sweetheart and a sweet human being every time I get to see you. The Smitty is coming back in 2024. I will be hopefully giving whoever be back on this show and announcing the date. We don't have it completely confirmed, but summer 2024, the Smitty returns. So that one's for you, pal.
Look, I'm gonna be there. Whenever it is, wherever it is,
whatever you want to do, I got you, baby. It's on me.
I don't know what I want. I want to just take it all in. I'll dress up as a character. You don't want me bumping for anybody. I'll throw myself.
Oh no. I didn't know if you just want to talk about it.
I definitely want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I want to be part of the show somehow. I want to sweep up. Can I be a sweeper?
You could be Yeah. We could get you a sweeper or plankton outfit, something.
Yeah, that's all I want to do. I just want to sweep up, after a death match or something. If you do one of those,
brother, in Spencer, Indiana, we ain't having no death matches. I love them. Just you got to know the town, baby. on a SpongeBob show. Now a Bikini Bottom street fight, on the other hand.
Okay, there we go. See, I want to clean up. I want to part.
Oh yes, I do want to apologize. I did get confused with it.
Thank you.
Show.
Thank you. I'll no longer protest this interview.
It was a rough start. This was on
hey.
You know what? I'll take the fine. Talk can yell at me later. Can't eliminate me from no battle royal though.
Well, see about PawCade. Don't know. Cole's been on our show. This has got to be like at least 6 times. I want to say over the last 2 years. So
I love it. You guys are freaking awesome. I appreciate the hell out of you guys, and we have a good conversation every time, man.
Yeah, for sure. You always got a lot going on. We like having you on. You're a nice dude. We don't cancel on you. So it's good to know that that's all been cleared up right at the top of the show.
Yeah, I kind of was like, on the nice dude part, that one's on me. We're being honest. Kind of feel like a dick right now. But at least I have a conscience about it. But you guys are awesome. You guys are always fun to talk to. And, man, it's just a good time,
Yeah, well, we appreciate you being on here. Speaking of always having stuff going on, I do got to bring up I think I would consider the biggest news going on with you right now. You just showed it off. You have grabbed the brass ring at GCW.
Yes, sir.
You won the ladder match.
Spring break. Yep.
Spring break. I was pulling for you, Cole. I'll say as a fan of GCW, I always see you live when you're here in Atlanta. It's always good to see you in person in center stage. And I've always been a fan of yours for quite a while. And in GCW, it felt like, as a fan from the outside looking in, you lost the Extreme Championship a while ago. And you had been doing things that were important on the show. You were featured, one of the top people, still one of the most over performers. You had the thing going with Mason and with Pero and with Holiday. And I mean, so you were always like heavily involved on the show. But me, along with a lot of your fan base, were like, where are the title shots? Where Cole was the champion? Like, we don't want, as much as we like seeing you in scrambles and stuff, it's like, we're kind of a little past the scrambles a little bit. Like, let's get back on track here. You've been teaming with Alec Price as the Garbage Daddies. I think that's been going really well. You have had a shot against Kevin Koo and Dominic Greeny, the current GCW Tag Team Champions, unsuccessfully, but you have the brass ring now. So my first question really is, how does it feel to win that? And can you give us any insight on like what your plans are? Because you could go tag team titles, you could go singles. I'd love to see you challenge Blake Christian. So I got a lot of options.
Yeah, man, it's a cool opportunity. Like you said, that it's easy to get lost in the shuffle of GCW because there are so many talented performers and wrestlers on each show that are all vying to make a name each and every show. Every show is topping one another in forms of athletic ability and the matches featured, and each show just gets better and better, and you have to continue to evolve and grow with that. And honestly, tagging with my boy Alec Price. We're currently wearing his jersey now. Shout out Rough Figures, Mike Ruff. Teaming with Alec Price has brought me a new wind. He's one of my best friends. He's my boy Blue. The Garbage Daddies, since the first time me and Alec teamed, we clicked. There's a certain level of trust that you have with your best friend, and me and Alec wrestle two completely different styles, but we both see things the same way. And even though we might have a different avenue to get there, that what makes us dangerous is we can go different ways and still get to the same destination a lot better than a lot of different people. Yes, we did lose to Dominic Greeny and Kevin Koo. Violence is forever in Indianapolis, in my hometown, and that sucked. But we're back. We keep going. We keep going. We keep going. That's what the Garbage Daddies do. As for plans for the brass ring, there's a lot of cards on the table, and my daddy, being a poker player, always told me you hold your cards close to your hand, and sometimes you just gotta shuffle the deck and see what unfolds. So,
yeah,
a lot of chips on the table still.
Well, you got a lot of options there. I mean, when you won the match, Alec was right there on the ladder with you. Like he was supporting you when you got that dub. So I mean, that was one of those things that I thought of immediately. Was like, maybe he goes tag titles, and maybe he does. Try to take. I mean, Koo and Garini have been killing it as the tag team champions. And I know you guys have known those guys a long time before y'all have like a ton of history all over different companies. I mean, it's so whoever takes down VIF is going to be a big deal. So I could see that, but also someone's got to take down Blake Christian, and like you could be that guy too, So like I'm really interested to see what you do with that thing.
Yeah, man.
Blake Christian's going to Japan for like a month here shortly to compete in Best of Super Juniors. So you should just like make him pack a little bit lighter if he needs to.
Hey, you can always see.
I want to ask about your other venture. You did a few things WrestleMania weekend, but one thing that I did not realize was you until somebody pointed out, and then you confirmed it. You wore a "He Hate Me" jersey and got
shout out Rod Smart, baby.
As a Panthers fan, I know all about Rod Smart. So I'm probably the only person who's like, I actually know who this is. And it's not just "He Hate Me." So I was like, shout out to the guy in the Rod Smart jersey. And somebody was like, pretty sure that's Cole Radrick. And then you confirmed it was you. You got pecked by a chicken in this jersey.
Yeah, I almost died. I almost had to go to the hospital, very, very scary situation. Luckily, there was a Tito's and Red Bull. Brought me back. We're back. It's all safe and sound. And yeah, man. Shout out Fight Entertainment. Had a great time. Shout out Speedball Mike Bailey. Love that guy. And yeah, almost died to a chicken.
I also saw you almost die there was like a scramble match you were in not that long ago. And you had there was 5 people giving you a submission hold at one time and Jack Cartwheel behind y'all doing
yeah.
Yeah, what was that like? Because you're on winning the match. People forget you won that match after all.
Yeah. I know. I got the victory. Ready Daddy testimony. Yeah, that was actually the Jersey J Cup Day 2. It was a 6-on-6 tag or 8-on-8.
That's what it was. You're right.
But yeah, that was not a fun time. Straight up, not having a fun time. It was one of those moments where I just wanted to get up and be like, "Screw you guys, I'm going home." But yeah, got through it, got up, got the dub.
Well, how does it feel when you kind of go viral on nights like that? When you finish your match, you just see your notifications going off. You're like, wait, what did people take out of what I just did out there?
It's just there's a lot of inner thoughts of why people really enjoy seeing me get my ass kicked. It happens a lot. Do I understand it? A little bit. Does it hurt a little bit inside? Yeah. But it doesn't hurt as much as the elbow drop.
Yeah.
Going viral every 8 months, every 10 months. I wish it was every year. At least it would be oh, it's like this. But it's August, November, usually February. And it's just please.
Well, that one transcends the wrestling audience. I'll see that being put out by entertainment accounts and stuff. They just come across it. They're what is this? What happened? And then I always see Cole Radrick right there. Who was the one who flew off there?
Marcus Everett.
That's right. Okay. Well, shout out Marcus Everett. Where's he at now? You have any idea?
Last to my knowledge, he was a realtor in Ohio. But last to my knowledge, I think he's wrestled once or twice recently.
Okay.
But I have not. Oh, sorry, I'm old.
What are you doing?
Dropped a vape.
Oh, Jesus. You got a match.
Why are you yelling at me?
I'm never yelling at you. I love you. You got a match this weekend against Steve, not Dr. Death, at PawCade. I don't know if you have any words for him. It's a pretty big match. He won a battle royal.
Yeah, for him, yeah.
Oh.
I don't know, man. He's taking it like a joke, right? And it's all fun and games. Well, he shits on a lot of people, a lot of my friends, and it is a lot of fun and games. And we're gonna play a game at PawCade. That's for sure.
Those aren't too strong words. Do you have stronger words for him?
I mean, he's gonna hear this.
Oh, absolutely, he's gonna hear this. I hope he hears it. Every time he goes to bed. I hope he hears it every time he wakes up. I hope he hears it the day he goes to PawCade and shits his pants before we even get in the ring.
He hears it right now.
This dude's gonna get whooped, man. It's gonna be fun. And he thinks it might go 7-8 minutes and he'll find a little cheap shot way to win. And about 15 minutes of me allowing him to jump, I'll pin him.
Well, we're an unbiased podcast here, Cole, and we like to give equal time.
I know. Jensen has already told me that he thinks Steve's going to win in about 2 minutes.
You think Steve's going to win in 2 minutes? Well, let's hear what Steve has to say.
Hey, Ratty Daddy.
You bald son of a bitch. I knew it. You bald.
Welcome, Steve.
Some people may think it's all fun and games. They may think this is some Jerry Lawler, Andy Kaufman thing, and it might be.
But it is. And
but I'm not Andy.
You are. I mean, you may have ate Andy, but you are Andy.
I am not getting dropped on my head in front of 200 people at the Jeffersonville Arena.
Oh,
I may be doing the drop
on your neck.
Okay.
Remember Owen Hart, Steve Austin?
See, you're trying to lure me into saying some outlandish shit about Owen Hart on camera. And I'm not taking the bait, Cole.
That's fucked up. I would have done that. I'm a good guy. That's fucked up, man.
So yeah, it might go. I don't think it's going to go 2 minutes either way, because I'm a large man.
It might take you 2 minutes to get to the ring.
It might, because I have fans. I have adoring throngs of individuals who I may have to fight my way through like it's 1982 at the fucking Sportatorium.
Wait. What type of fans? Are they industrial, house fans? Are they like desktop fans? Because I know they ain't people.
They're paying customers, which I know is unusual for the Jeffersonville Arena.
But we're going to pack GCW come to town, and with Paradigm Pro, that's Cole Radrick on the card, baby.
And we're going to pack the house, but it's not about me and you. It's about the dogs. We're here to raise some money.
And the cats. Cats have paws too. How about you calm down? Trust me, to wrestle your bum ass, I put a little special clause in the contract. That cat's got a little bit of the cheddar too, buddy. So don't you worry. It's a cat and mouse game, and your ass is running for the cheese. Now I'm getting you.
The only cheese I'm running after is that cheddar that they're going to pay us with. That sweet, sweet W half of the purse is coming home with me.
Okay. All right.
Like, Cole, you're facing PawCade legend, winner of the PawCade The Last Stampede Battle Royal last year. Like this, I hope you're not treating this as a joke here.
Yeah. Okay. It's all fun, right?
He won the Battle Royal last year, Cole. When have you won a Battle Royal?
A lot. When has he won a brass ring? When has he won a Extreme title? When has he won the Rival Showdown Pro Omni Championship? When has he won the Grab House W4 NTU Championship? It's fun. You're a part-time 20, not even a 20-mile guy, 5-mile guy. And I do this shit for real, so we'll see.
You do, and I don't want to discount.
I love you, Steve, but this is going to be fun, and only one of us is going to have fun.
I don't want to discount your accomplishments. You've been out there absolutely killing it. I saw you get the brass ring last weekend. A big win on a big week with a lot of eyeballs on you. And if I can get even 1/10 of those eyeballs on PawCade to see you go down, it'll all be worth it. It's my last ride, man. I got one more in me. I'm leaving it all out there. And I'm not leaving on a stretcher. I'm not crawling to the back. I'm leaving with my hand raised one last time.
Listen. With the Battle Royal last year, kudos to you. Not easy. A lot of dogs in there, if you could say. And you came out the top dog. So kudos to you. And if this is your last ride, just remember, you got to give back, Steve. You never go out on top. And Ratty Daddy comes out on top.
Sting
went out on top.
Boys, what are we doing here?
I mean,
Ric Flair as well. He won his last match.
There's a precedent here.
Yeah.
Rich guy's named Steve Austin, Steve Borden. And coming this Sunday, not Dr. Death Steve Williams. We don't leave with the L. My last name starts with a W. I'm taking it with me.
I like it.
Steve, do you have anything to... Oh, go ahead, Jensen.
Well, no, I'm just saying I'm sold. I'm sold on this matchup.
Oh, it would have sold this minute I signed my name on the dotted line, baby, because just like everywhere else, Ratty Daddy draws, and Ratty Daddy draws a W on Sunday night.
Sorry to AEW Dynasty. Everyone should be watching PawCade this weekend. Although I think you guys are on earlier than Dynasty. I feel like it might be earlier in the day. Steve, let everybody know where they can. Do you have a gear? By the way,
I just want to say this was fucked up that you guys set this up. Steve, it is nice to see you. I'm gonna whip your ass Sunday. You're a sweetheart of a human being, but son of a bitch, I'm the man.
I like that you're utilizing this square setup we have. The youngest one has curls ass setup we have going on here.
Oh, I'm sorry that I know how to work a camera, Steve. Just like I do everywhere else, Daddy. Listen, this Sunday, you learn a lot of lessons on your way out because there's a new teacher teaching the class.
All right.
To be fair, Cole's doing. I was going to say, to be fair, Cole's doing the best utilization I think I've ever seen on like StreamYard of knowing where to look and where to point. Like it's always, yeah. So I got to give you credit on that, dude.
Steve, do you have a shirt that you're wearing? Last year was a legendary shirt.
I did have a shirt made for the occasion.
Me too.
I saw that.
No, you're not getting gear, Cole Radrick. You're not getting all my friends and deadbeats on Cole Radrick. We're Steven it up, Daddy-o.
Yeah, I saw that after my match, Sean Ross Sapp did the same and had some shirts made for his upcoming matches. So I'm something of an innovator in every space that I wander into.
Factual.
Hey, thank you for being a trailblazer in our
business. Steve, you have anything to plug or any final words for Cole before you see him on Sunday and punch him in the face?
No, you guys can follow me at Not Dr. Death. That's NOTDRDEATH. If you want to see me be a general menace on Twitter. PawCade coming up at Spring Street, Jeffersonville, Indiana, this Sunday, 2:00. Doors are at 1:30. Card is subject to change because it is independent wrestling and it is in Southern Indiana.
He's saying he might get scared and not show up.
No, I'm saying that someone may throw a couch from Claysburg Towers and ruin our festivities as we're filing into the building.
I've seen it multiple times. It's amazing. It is the best.
But
there's no rules in that parking lot.
I want to thank you guys for having me on. Cole, get some rest because I'm putting your ass to sleep on Sunday.
Thank you, Steve.
What, in your entrance?
Thank you, Steve.
Oh, that was a lot of fun. Sorry to catch you off guard on that, Cole.
That was your.
I mean, that's real professional.
After canceling on you so many times, you decided you wanted.
Yeah, after canceling on you so many times.
I had it coming. You know?
That's on you.
I literally you're fucking lying. I was like, no way. And then yeah, I'm just an idiot.
The moment Jensen was like, hey, what about Cole this week? I was like, of course, Cole is always welcome. I was like, oh, he's got a match with Steve at PawCade. Like, we can promote that as well. Like, the moment Jensen said you were in, I'm like, all right, I'm going to message Steve and see if he can join us. And he's like, I think I will be available during that time. And Jensen, I'll throw Jensen on the bus. He knew. I told him not to tell you. I said, just don't tell Cole. Don't.
Wow, Jensen. I thought we had something.
We do. Oh, you should see our DMs how he set these interviews up. There's smooches. Anyways, Cole.
The disrespect.
So Cole, we talked a little bit about gear just a second ago, right? Like we were trying to get some intel on like what people are going to be wearing. What the fuck's up with the parachute pants, man? Where are they at?
They are in the bottom bin of my drawer right over here.
Why haven't you been wearing them? In your match?
I haven't done a death match since August of last year.
But like you only for the death matches. Like, dude, I think I told you last time and I think they were like sold out last time we talked. So he was like, okay, well, fair enough. Like
you gonna fund them?
I don't know where you. I don't know where you.
I know where I buy them at, but that's you're like I'm. It's been a thought, man. Mm-hmm. But you know.
I like the parachute pants. I'm throwing it out there. Maybe incorporate some Jinkos into the rotation. Pretty similar. No, okay. Well, I try. Maybe. I know there's.
I would, but I'm saying all I'm saying is if I'm getting a specific pair of pants, it would be the ones I always wear, not Jinkos. I'm not shitting on you.
That's fair.
I was working that camera hard, brother.
Dude, I know facts. Yeah.
I've got to give you a lot of credit. Leave a thumbs up on the during the video. I got to give you a lot of credit for the way you were utilizing the camera there, because no one does that. Like, no one.
Always backwards. I'm got you now, but
taking usually you'll see me like the first few minutes of the show. I'm always doing like one of these. I'm like, all right, this is that way.
Get your camera check going.
Yeah, man. Come on, baby. I'm gotta perform for my boys.
Why aren't you doing matches? Is that just a smart decision?
Why aren't you doing death matches?
Why aren't you doing death matches?
It's just the right scenario hasn't came up, and really try to protect my health, working on some certain things in my life, and just try to physically get better. You know, when I do compete in death matches, I try to go as hard as I can. Try to put on the best show that I can. Do as many things that would entertain the people as I can do. But it is a toll that it takes, and there's guys that out there that do them every weekend, man. These guys are badass people. These guys are going, putting their bodies through hell, and some of these guys do 2 to 3 weekend every weekend. Like there's a year, like 1, 2, maybe 3 years ago, John Wayne Murdoch did 104 death matches in the span of a year. You think of it, and I might be off by 10, one way or another, but that is an insane amount of matches for somebody to go through in 365 days and 52 weeks. You know what I mean? And the recovery time it takes. And you know, like there's a point where I was doing them almost once a month, twice a month. And it's not that I don't love doing them or I don't there's a respect that you have to give to the art form. You don't want to give it half-assed, and that's how people can get hurt. So I just want to do them when it's meaningful. Do them right, and there hasn't been any opportunities that came up, and you never know.
Well, if I remember correctly, I'm almost positive when we had this guy on, he talked about he wanted to dip his toes in. So I'm going to get your opinion on this. We recently had a guy that I know you're good friends with, Braden Toon, on the show. And Braden, of course, the current New South champion, I believe he told me and Jeremy he's considering dipping his toes into death matches. He hasn't really done it, but like he's considering it. What are your thoughts on Braden? Like, do you think that's a good idea for him to start doing that?
So I mean, Toon has talked to me about it, and I gave him my honest opinion, and with as much due respect to you and Jeremy, I'll keep what I told him between me and him.
Sure.
But I'll just say that there's a lot of dedication and respect that has to be given to the art form, and not saying that he wouldn't have that. Ray Toon is one of the best. He's a great guy. He has a great future, and I'm not saying that death matches would take anything away from that. But there's a certain level of commitment, and I'm just I just gave him my opinion. He's a grown man, and he can make whatever choice he wants to make, and I love him either way. And yeah, at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you. And if that's what the path that he chooses to go down through, and I made that choice when I was at age 2, and all I can do is give my opinion as a guy that's now, a few years older, has a few more years of experience, and try to help out my brother,
No, I respect that you want to keep that between you. And when we first talked to you, which is now, almost 2 years at this point, like you were just like, it was like your first death match. And then we had
done
maybe first in GCW.
Came back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But to now hear your perspective on things 2 years later is it's just very interesting. And you can call it growth if you want to call it that, but it's just interesting to hear your perspective from where we were when we talked to you 2 years ago to where you are now. I do want to ask about just the clusterfuck in general and just being part of it, and what it's like being part of it, and everything that goes into it, and learning of what you're going to do around what everybody else is doing, because there's just so much going on in those matches.
Man, honestly, we're lucky because it takes a group of professionals to pull that off, man. You think you had 83 competitors in one match, and there are, and I'm not only talking about the wrestlers that are in the ring. I'm also talking about the professionals backstage, the referees around the ring. I'm talking about the camera crew. I'm talking about even the helpers around the ring. There's a lot of moments and a lot of things going on, and we have to protect the crowd, and we have to make sure we don't miss cues. And man, people people love the clusterfuck. Brett Lauderdale posted that it was me, him, MLJ, Speedball, Mike Bailey that helped put it all together, and it was a very cool experience. Very stressful. I was, me and Speedball Bailey both, even I would say from the time we got there at 2:30. I got there 2:30. Speedball got there probably 3:30. I think he had a show, and then we all sat down and we started talking. And then probably by the time that we got everybody together, and then from that moment to the time of the show started, me and Speedball Bailey are talking to everybody, every different group of people, coming back to each other, 2 seconds of words, going back, and honestly, man, it's a lot of fun. It's a different learning process. It's a different learning aspect in wrestling, and man, Yoshihiko, Nick Gage, Microman, the finals of ClusterFuck Forever, the insanity.
Yeah,
the insanity.
It's one. There's I think there was 87 people.
They 87.
I thought it was 83. 87 people.
Yeah, I think it was 87. And so you're not only have to coordinating all of that. I think this is honestly a big part of it. This show's going on at 3 a.m.
It ended at 3 a.m. Yes.
Yeah.
I drove home after.
It felt like, especially when the giant chicken and the giant cupcake were in there battling each other, and it's I'm on a drug trip right now at 3 o'clock in the morning after just watching night 1 of WrestleMania, and now
wasn't it awesome?
Oh, it was great. I said it. I was on a show the next day, and people were like, "Oh, what was your favorite moment from WrestleMania weekend so far?" I was like, "I'm pretty sure I watched a chicken and a cupcake battle last night, and that's been the highlight of my weekend so far."
Man, and that's the thing about wrestling, man. Wrestling's meant to be fun, and you have a lot of great matches going on, and the clusterfuck has a wide variety of everything. You're going to see some wild stuff. You're going to see some great pro wrestling. And you get a whole bunch of different surprises, and that's what makes it so great.
So is it true? So Janela tweeted that I got a text from Nick Gage. Hey, got any more room in the clusterfuck for me?
Yes.
And so Nick Gage was
legitimately happened.
So he was just a kind of a late addition to everything.
It's not like in there. The man, the king, the god of this shit, Nick fucking Gage, my man, my boy. MDK. Yeah. Awesome. Shout out Nick Gage. They just announced us going back to St. Louis. This is the pizza cutter for me and Nick Gage in St. Louis for the GCW World Championship. So thank you for carving me up, Nikki. Love you, brother. Thank you for giving me something morbid to put up in my wall of memories for the rest of my life. I'll hide it from my children one day. I won't allow myself to explain that.
I wanted to ask.
Shout out Peyton Manning.
Oh, there you go. We'll talk a little football too before we get out of here. Also, because I want your thoughts on the draft a little bit. Before I forget to ask. Speaking of the clusterfuck, the winner of the clusterfuck, Microman, massively over in GCW. Been around for a while. American audiences probably knew him through MLW and the stuff he was kind of doing with the SGC and stuff. He comes over to GCW, and he's
killing
awesome.
it. He's awesome, man. He's awesome. He's fun to be around. He's a good dude, and hey, man, again, he's a unique performer, and he brings something completely different to the table, and he makes the most of what he does, and you can't beat that, man.
Yeah, that was another viral moment from the clusterfuck with Mike
and the brass ring too.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah, dude. I took a ladder to the knee. I used to be an adventurer, but I took a ladder to the knee.
He did the Terry Funk spot, and you.
Yeah. Thanks, Micro. I don't know if it's micro or micro, but they say both.
Yeah, Prazak says micro, Emil says micro, so it's kind of like they go back and forth. Yeah,
Pretty
I
sure
don't
it's
know.
micro. I mean, we love big dick MLJ.
Yeah,
but
but
you
do
got this
they?
one
But
wrong.
do they call in Mexico? Do they call them micro?
Maybe.
probably. I mean, I feel like that's where that's coming from, right? It's got to be the pronunciation he's heard elsewhere is why he's saying that. Either way, I'm not going to question the. I mean, MLJ is the man. You know, I'm a humongous fan of his work. He does the intro for this show every week.
Yeah.
He's
He's
the dude. But yeah,
it
it was
shows
cool to see
how much he's got to lower himself to do the intro for this show, but we love him for it.
Yes.
Love MLJ.
All right, are we talking football for the?
Yeah, I do want to get some thoughts on that. We got the draft coming up. It's going to be a week from the day that like this airs, that everyone hears this. So a week from now.
When is it? When is it?
On Thursday. So like this will air Thursday morning, and then the draft's next Thursday.
Yeah.
So
I have the day off work.
In a week, who do you think helps the Colts? Or like, do you think they need to like trade their picks? Or they need to, do you know who they like? What do they need to do?
So if we stay where we are, I want a wide receiver. If we get a defensive weapon, I will be very upset. We need help for Anthony Richardson, but I do not think it needs to be an offensive lineman. I think it needs to be a weapon. It doesn't need to be a running back or a fullback. It goes to wide receiver, a tight end named Brock Bowers, but I think if we trade up, I will be humongously surprised because that is not Chris Ballard's MO. If we trade back, I might need to go to a soft padded room. I might need some nice grippy socks. I might need to be left alone except for a little controller and some Rocket League. I might need a safe space. Like there'd be a lot of bad options on the table. But I am very excited for the Colts to be back. I'm very excited to see year 2 of Anthony Richardson. I think the addition of Joe Flacco is going to do wonders for him because last year it was Gardner Minshew and Sam Ellinger, guys that are respected in the league. Sam Ellinger has been a career backup. Gardner Minshew had a couple good years with the Jaguars, and then went as a backup. But now you have a guy that's won a Super Bowl that helped out Lamar Jackson. And, yeah, man, if Anthony Richardson learns to protect himself, and see you at the Super Bowl, baby.
Will you be watching the will you be watching the draft on
yes,
like on McAfee's feed? Because that's I know he's your boy. That's why I'm asking.
Pal. Come on, pal.
Dude, I mean,
Brad, pal.
I look forward to Mad Mel every draft now. So like I am hyped up to see Mad Mel Kiper, and I think Ty is like that guy's great. Even though he was a Packers fan, I'm not a big fan of that being a Vikings guy, but I'm excited.
I am very excited. I watch the draft spectacular every year. Again, it's going to be a good time. I think the Ty Schmidt Jordan Love draft day was one of the most funniest things. I remember I was at work listening to it on my headphones, and I just remember I had to go to the bathroom. I was crying, laughing so hard. So, yep, I will be watching it. If you want to do a watch along to watching the McAfee thing, you just can let me know. Or just if you want to just at least text it, laugh about it. I don't fucking know.
I'll be during the show, Cole. I'll be watching. I'm looking forward to it. I'm
looking forward too. I know we're getting close to wrapping up. I just want to get your thoughts on something. Max Holloway Gaethje, knockout of the year.
Oh, let's go. I mean, one of the best knockouts of all time. So
one of the best. But is it? I've seen people say it's the best, but I don't know. I don't know if that's recency bias or
all time.
I'll say the only thing that's comparable to it in an actual UFC fight from like a standpoint of like the last second big fight type thing would be, I mean, Demetrius Johnson, when he did that mousetrap last second in a title fight, that was pretty huge. Or, I mean, I love when Yair knocked out Korean Zombie last second and Zombie was ahead in the fight.
That one broke my heart, bro.
Me too. I'm a huge Zombie fan. I'm I love that VIF. That's their thing now, which they've like carried that on for me.
Yes.
I love that. But I think that given the circumstances, being UFC 300, last second BMF title, the fight totally lives up to the hype. Max Holloway is ahead in the fight. He doesn't have to do that at all to like throw down in the middle. Like he could have just like coasted to the victory.
Yes.
And Max moving up a weight class, like to be able to do this. And now
the last time he moved up, he lost, didn't he?
I know he lost to Poirier at 155.
Yeah.
Poirier, sorry.
I was there live in Atlanta for that one. That fight gets forgotten because the fight before that was Adesanya versus Gastelum, which was like one of the best fights ever. And then right after that was Poirier and Holloway. But yeah, I mean, like given the circumstances, I wouldn't really argue like that might be the best knockout because there's other stuff that's different circumstantially, like the Masvidal flying knee. It was like really cool and like Anderson Silva's front kick on Vitor, and like there's moments like that. But given the circumstances, I think that might be the best of all time, Holloway and Gaethje.
Yeah, I just think with what was on the line of the moment, man, that's so hard to say like that. It's not number one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because the fight was only put together for that reason. It was like Holloway was not really in the mix at featherweight until Volkanovski lost. And then it was like by the time that happened, he had already agreed to do the BMF thing, and they just needed to do the BMF thing because they just wanted more entertaining big fights on UFC 300. So the fight made no sense to make really at all on paper because Holloway was just going to get a 145 title shot probably anyways now that Poirier was the champion. So but dude, how amazing is it for Holloway that like that guy is already as established as he is one of like the GOATs, and now he's like way more famous now than he ever has been now after that. So good for him.
Man, it's awesome. And it's good for him. He's getting so much more respect for what he does, you know, and it's cool, man, you know, and it's like you see Justin Gaethje and Holloway have so much respect for one another and the love that they give each other. And the fact that Max Holloway is a good dude, but in that cage, man, no pun intended, he's a bad motherfucker, bro.
Yes, he is. This is actually the poster from that Atlanta show. I didn't realize it was right behind me. That's the Gastelum and Adesanya and Poirier Holloway card right there behind me. Jeremy, you have any thoughts on that as we wrap up? I thought it was incredible.
I think it's definitely up there. The Vitor and Anderson will always stick up there for me just because it was so unexpected. And Joe Rogan was talking about Vitor's hand speed right when Anderson just front kicked him in the face. But the fact that like Max didn't have to do that, like the Yair one is like a last second Hail Mary that he needed.
Yeah, Max was ahead. Yeah.
Max had no incentive to be like, all right, let's throw it. Like he's done it in previous fights. It's not like it's, you know, this isn't something he hasn't done before. But the fact that he was like, yeah, let's do this right here. Up a weight class too. Yeah, he went for it. Oh, it was so my wife was sleeping and I woke her up. I was like, oh fuck. And she's like, what just happened? I was like, oh, just this incredible knockout.
And he did it against Justin Gaethje of all people. That's the big thing to me.
Another complete badass.
Yeah, Gaethje's the man too, for sure.
A one-of-one fighter, bro.
Yeah. Right, Cole, we know you got to run. We appreciate you joining us here tonight. Let everybody know where they can find you at.
You can find me at Twitter and Instagram. ColeRadrick. And you can see me this Sunday, PawCade, for the dogs and for the cats. At Dr. Death Steve Williams at the Jeffersonville Arena. I almost had it.
It is PawCade, everybody. I'll put the links below so everybody can click and support if they want to watch the show, if they want to just donate to the cause, or if they're going to be in the area to come out there and support.
Please do. Shout out Midwest Territory, Chad French. He puts these together every year, and man, they're good events. They're good times, and hey, come on out and support. It is for a legitimate good cause. So.
Cole, we appreciate it. Say hello to, after you punch him in the face, say hello to Steve for us. Say hello to Sean Rossap for us this weekend.
Maybe not Sean. Maybe me and Steve. Maybe I could take the Triple H photo with Steve after he plays the game.
Love it.
Thank you, Cole.
Thanks,
Thank you, man. We
Love
appreciate
you guys.
it.
Thank you.
Love you too,
guys,
bro.
we'll be right back here on the spotlight.